and Drill Sergeant Moore. Please join me in a round of applause for our captain.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to recognize one more group of soldiers. As I call your names, stand up and remain standing until
I can care less.
Oh, she has kids, she'll realize it. Oh, I guess right. And then I'm like, why are we stopping? And I realize, oh shit, there's a
steamroller, baby, and I'm rolling down the line. Make way, so you better get out of my way now. Before I roll all over you. Before I break your ass in two. Before I break your ass in two. Hey, hey, a little rock and roll. Hey, hey, break your ass in two. Hey, hey, oh, a little rock and roll. Hey, hey, oh, a whole lot of soul. I'm gonna rock your soul with a little rock and roll. I'm a jackhammer, baby, and I'm running down the line. I'm a jackhammer, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the chaplain's invocation.
Allow them also to remain resilient and ready to What do you want to be when you grow up?
Elephant. I want to be a cowboy. I know what I want to grow up as, like a zookeeper to keep animals safe. An army man.
Get off the bus! Get off, Sergeant! Why are you laughing? Put your face in the bag! I already know you're not gonna make it! You ain't gonna make it if you're freaking walking! Put your face in the bag!
These are the words we all heard and will forever remember. Terrified of the unknown, of what's in the future for the next 21 weeks.
Drill sergeants, constantly pushing us to limits way beyond what our minds and bodies could take, instilling the Army values and warrior ethos. We questioned our every move.
From the front-leading rest, hand-to-hand combat, getting lost in land nav, firing a weapon, you received value tags and jumped into the basic concept of a military police soldier, molding into what we pictured to be greatness.
But what is great?
Do we feel it?
Do we show it? Are we even great?
We faced failure and considered quitting. We told ourselves what we want to achieve is impossible, and we believed it at times.
We were woken up feeling exhausted and in desperate need of some reason to keep fighting. Today we might feel tired, but we persevere.
Today, it's a beautiful day. We have honor, dedication, relief, satisfaction, but we won't stop.
The last 19 weeks, we have gained a foundation for which we can forever build upon. We want to succeed as much as we want to breathe.
We had a choice to make. Either be like the 99% of our great country and pursue a career and live our lives like normal people, or choose to be the 1% of our country and choose the lifestyle that protects our free country. As a soldier in the United States Army, today, we choose this lifestyle. Can't stop, won't stop, Charlie Rock.
Okay, great, 2 forks high, three stakes, risk it all, I take the hate, this the winning team, get the Gatorade, my guy good, but he's not safe, nah. They try to shut us down.
The most unexpected thing that happened to me during training is creating such strong friendships with so many people here. We come from different states across the country to train for the Army and go through a life-changing experience. It makes you realize how much you do to save and protect your God.
That's all you got, come on with it. That's all you got. You can't stop me. Don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. I'm my biggest problem. You don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. You can't stop me. You're my biggest opponent. You know me, I know you, we know it. Whenever I fail, you always been there. Just simply remind me I'm bloated. You don't see when I'm growing. You don't see where I'm going. You only see in the moment. You know on the stage, you never let go. Don't cease to amaze me, and it drive me crazy. Did you catch every detail that I missed in the songs I'm making? Saying you will never write a verse like Kendrick, never be the rapper I got from Hendrix. Times in the line, you will never be mentioned. Why aim so high, won't survive the trenches? Plus, you a Christian, Andy. They will never listen, Andy. Plus, when you're pigment, Andy, you don't got skill, you a gimmick, Andy. Well, if I listen to you and everything you put in my ear, I'll be living like, shut up, I'll be paralyzed by fear. Ain't that the truth? If I quit, the only way I lose, I got 2 choices when I do this. Make moves or make excuses. If you know who I'm talking about, then you got me. My biggest enemy is me, and even I can't stop me. They try to shut us down, and it ain't gon' stop. That's the confidence.
time here, I'm realized I'm more capable of anything than I was before. I feel stronger and more self-capable. I feel as a person, I grew a lot more from when I first got here. I realized that not everything is about me. It's about the person to the left and to the right of me. I've learned that family isn't just about blood shared, it's decided by bloodshed. And I would do anything for my brothers and sisters.
That's all you got. Come on with it. That's all you got. You can't stop me. Don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. I'm my biggest problem. You don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. You can't stop me.
Some of my favorite moments with my battle buddies during the cycle were during the hardest and most sucky times of the cycle. From freezing in FCX3, doing a 16K run march in a rainstorm, and sleeping with a lake inside my tent, all while still being able to joke and laugh with your battle buddies in uncomfortable situations. Your battle buddies will always be there to your left and your right to make the best out of any situation.
Just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. Singing louder just
Ladies and gentlemen, the soldiers of 1st Platoon are led by Drill Sergeant Reynolds from Mechanicsville, Virginia, Drill Sergeant Rapp from Middletown, Virginia, and Drill Sergeant Magnus from San Antonio, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now introduce the soldiers of 1st Platoon. The soldiers of 1st Platoon are Ladies and gentlemen, the soldiers of 2nd Platoon are led by Drill Sergeant Nave from Kingman, Arizona, Drill Sergeant Ayala from Hemet, California, Drill Sergeant Crawford from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and Drill Sergeant Hightower from Lubbock, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now introduce the soldiers of 2nd Platoon. The soldiers of 2nd Platoon are Ladies and gentlemen, the soldiers of 3rd Platoon are led by Drill Sergeant Adams from Apple Valley, Minnesota, Drill Sergeant Rose from Long Beach, California, Drill Sergeant Burt from Lufkin, Texas, and Drill Sergeant Moore from Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now introduce the soldiers of 3rd Platoon. The soldiers of 3rd Platoon are
Jimenez, Long Beach, California.
Private Canoeser, Auburn, California.
Private Taylor, Richmond, Virginia. Private Meadows, Chicago, Illinois. Private Costello, San Antonio, Texas. Private Hagen, Phoenix, Springs, Florida. Private Moorhead, West Liberty, Ohio. Private Garcia, Valdez, New Mexico. Private Brink, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Private Sloman, Deruta, Louisiana. Private Amieni, Johnson, New Jersey. Private Allen, Madison, Wisconsin. Private Nelson, Farmington, Missouri. Private Snowden, Sonoma, Texas. Kevin Hampton, Delaware, Pennsylvania. Private Shooting, Great Creek, Indiana. Private Pack, Columbus, Ohio. Private Bottle Shop, West Ukraine. Private Peacock, Henderson, Tennessee. Private Rex, Seattle, Wisconsin. Private Wright, Private Barry, Ashland, Kentucky. Private Pritchard, Elkhart, Indiana. Private Frost, Columbia, Ohio. Private Torres, Palmdale, California. Private Lawson, Winder, Georgia. Private Dawson, Sorrento, Louisiana. Private Johnson, Gainesville, Florida. Private First Class Breville, Rock City, Wyoming. Private McGee, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Private Adams, Richmond, Missouri. Adam Schwartz, East Song, Missouri. Private Tedford, Springfield, Massachusetts. Private King, West Vegas.
Before we recognize some outstanding achievements from Class 2118, we would like to introduce the support cadre and company command team responsible for the care, welfare, and training of our soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, the company commander, Captain Chris, who hails from Lancaster, South Carolina. The company First Sergeant Giles, who hails from Naples, Florida. The company operations sergeant, Staff Sergeant Jenkins, who hails from Kathleen, Florida. And I am the company executive officer, Second Lieutenant Box, who hails from Birmingham, Alabama. While we commend the performance of each graduating soldier, certain individuals have excelled in their training. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Jennings, commander of the 787th Military Police. The award for excellence in basic rifle marksmanship is awarded to the individual who scores the highest score on the first attempt to qualify with the M4 rifle. On a standard where 40 hits is considered a perfect score, Private Schlomer scored Drill Sergeant Drill Sergeant Magnus. Drill Sergeant Magnus is awarded the Army Achievement Medal. Drill Sergeant Magnus is awarded the Army Achievement Medal for being selected as the 14th Military Police Brigade Drill Sergeant of the Cycle, Class 2118. Drill Sergeant Magnus demonstrated excellence, superior knowledge, and military bearing, which are the hallmarks of a professional soldier. Her performance reflects great credit upon her, the 14th Military Police Brigade, and the United States Army from 14 August 2018 to 19 December 2018. Signed, William F. Jennings, Jr., Lieutenant Colonel, MP, Commanding. Drill Sergeant Magnus is also receiving a Drill Sergeant statue on behalf of the 787th Military Police Battalion and the Battalion Point of Excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, the Drill Sergeant of the Cycle, Drill Sergeant Magnus.
Colonel Schrader, Command Sergeant Major Klein Holtz, distinguished guests, family and friends of the soldiers and cadre of Charlie Company, 787 Military Police Battalion. Today, we honor and celebrate the newest addition of 177 military police soldiers to the Military Police Regiment and United States Army. This ceremony also marks a milestone of many for the graduates before us. Your presence is a true testament to their achievements. This afternoon, it is fitting to remember this day, 72 years ago, when war broke out in French Indochina, as Ho Chi Minh initiated an insurgency on the French, seeking to oust them from Vietnam. This marked the beginning of a 30-year conflict, which eventually led to heavy U.S. involvement and ended with a communist victory in April 1975 after U.S. withdrawal from South Vietnam. I'm sure our graduates commit themselves to this cause because they have family members and friends who served in the military and these individuals inspired them to go above and beyond the call of duty by joining the United States Army Armed Forces. With that being said, I want us all to take a moment to recognize and honor our veterans. Our veterans have served with distinction and have made selfless sacrifices that will never go unnoticed or forgotten. Charlie Company, these veterans have experienced this very moment, and they all remember how they felt as new soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, or Coast Guardsmen. To all the veterans from all services who are with us today, please stand, if possible, to be recognized. To the Charlie Rock family members, I cannot express in words my gratitude for your commitment and service to our country. The soldiers see before you are a direct reflection of the values you instilled in them. They are not the same civilians that you kissed, hugged, and said farewell to only a few months ago. I'm sure some of you didn't even recognize your own son or daughter. Ultimately, the civilians that we received in August have been molded and shaped into well-disciplined soldiers who are prepared to support their respective units in a complex operational environment. To our graduates, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. A statement of truth from the great Henry Ford. You are here today because you knew you could, and as Mr. Ford said, you were right. You successfully completed basic combat training after enduring a cold, wet, and challenging night infiltration course, where afterward you fully committed yourself to the Army profession. During Advanced Individual Training, or AIT, you learned military police-specific skills that included how to respond to an active shooter situation, which plagues our society more and more each day. AIT also taught you how to support maneuver units on the battlefield with our 3 military police disciplines of policing, detention, and security mobility support. You are now part of that special 1%, and that's a soldier, and not just any soldier, a military police soldier, who is charged to assist, protect, and defend. As you all transition from here, reminisce on why you chose can over can't. Active duty soldiers, you will start working the road, field training, or even at deployment. You must be mentally prepared now. National Guard soldiers, be prepared to assist your various states in the aftermath of natural disasters or another historic tragedy. Reserve soldiers, remain vigilant in your readiness. We are preparing for large-scale ground combat operations, and rest assured, you all will be needed for that fight. Your drill sergeants have worked tirelessly to inculcate and instill the skill set you will need to be a globally competitive military police professional. I couldn't be more proud of their efforts. In closing, Charlie Company and guests, I want to leave you with 3 lessons of my own. First, have values. For us as soldiers, the Army values are the cornerstone of our professional ethic. They are directly tied to our individual and collective character. Never make a decision that results in compromising the Army values. Second, never quit. The United States Army is the world's premier force because we remain determined on our mission and always give our best. Remember this, strength and growth is birthed only through continuous effort and struggle. And finally, family. Keep in mind that family is the most important thing you have. Cherish them and never take them for granted, for they are the rock upon which you stand. Charlie Rock graduates, it has been a true honor and privilege to serve as your first commander. When you leave here today, continue to make us proud and keep striving for excellence always. Understand that whether you think you can or can't, you will always be right. Forge the regiment, excellence always, rock solid.
That shall
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the reciting of the Soldier's Creed and remain standing for the playing of the Military Police Regimental March and the Army Song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. At this time, the award recipients will be positioned in the front of the stage to be congratulated.
What a guy. Like he was, you knew of him, and then if you threw like a $50 means like he was like almost like your brother. Like you were super close to him.
There's all some similarities.
Yeah, there's some.
That's a cool picture. Wait, sit down. It's a good picture. Sit down.